responsibility of being able to let it be and to stop complaining and to just move on. And see what happens. Doesn't mean that then the tension will go away, but just to really become very conscious that we do have a choice. So then again, when we start to try to create some gratitude and appreciation, it's not that we're looking at others who are not grateful and don't have any appreciation. It's our own mind that we like to transform. So a very good way is just by thinking, no matter how bad the situation is, it could always be worse. That's so soothing, because it's a fact. Sometimes we think we're standing with the wall, with the back against the wall, but there's always continuity. Maybe, the situation in Israel may be difficult, but just imagine being born in a country where there's absolutely no freedom of speech. No freedom of practicing whatever religion you want to practice. As I said, might be limited, but still we are here and we don't have to be afraid of being caught by the police and put into prison like they were in Tibet when they met for religious studies. So how would it be in such a country? Again, don't manipulate anything with your emotions. Just give the mind these kind of thoughts. That's all. Or we could all have been born in countries where there's not enough to eat, not enough to drink, droughts, famines, terrible natural disasters all the time. Like you might have seen in India at the moment, in Kerala, all the floods, all the crops gone. So we're not. We don't have to worry of getting food or drink for the next few months or years. So we appreciate. We could all have been born with bodies who have excruciating pain, either through sickness or through accident or by birth. But again, we're more or less healthy. We can sit here, we can listen, we can think about these things. So that's actually quite amazing because the body is so fragile. So again, we appreciate. And we think, wow, great. I can still walk. I can still see. I can hear. I can touch. I can smell. I can taste. Senses intact. Isn't that wonderful? Or we could all have been born or raised to have a mind where the only interest is getting money, having comfort, having a good reputation, having lots of friends, having comfort, and not being able to bear the hardships of spiritual practice. But looks like we're not. This is why we're still here. So it's so rare that people get these instructions and then put them into practice. Getting them may be easier, but then really putting them into practice, like we all do, really trying, really making effort. That is really something to appreciate. We have living examples around us who kind of serve as inspiration that it's possible for a human mind to forgive even big atrocities, like as we said, the Holocaust. Maybe you know some of these people personally and you can see the difference when somebody is courageous and strong enough to let go and to just continue with their life, and if somebody is holding on to it. So we're not judging the ones who cannot let go. That is so normal. That's more the norm of not being able to let go. It needs a lot of courage, a lot of wisdom. Being able to let go. But we have these people as examples, or Nelson Mandela, and many, many of the Tibetans who also lost their country, who were also tortured in prison and killed. So we have contact with them. And also we're very fortunate that we're still living in a time when a good heart is still appreciated. That might change also. Because as we said, good-hearted people, sometimes they are called naive. But still, I think in society most of the people still do appreciate a good heart. So we don't become so exalted and can continue with our practice. So when we have these conditions present, and even some more of that, like faith and trust in our own potential and in the Buddha's teachings, which can be developed also, can be trained. Like Buddha's teachings being around and being practiced. When all of this comes together, and it needs a lot of conditions for that to come together, then we can create more causes for another, what is called precious human rebirths, by being ethical, by not living under such difficult conditions that, whether we want or not, we have to be unethical. By creating virtue, developing bodhicitta, loving kindness, wisdom, compassion. So the situation that we have now, we can use it in short term, will be of benefit because it makes us more calm, open, more at ease. In the longer term, we can assure a precious human rebirth in the future. With this next precious human rebirth, we can continue to work for liberation, for all suffering and its causes. And finally, reach full awakening. So we will have a mind that without effort, without suffering, without any confusion, very spontaneously, just like a good mother or father, is uninterruptedly concerned with the happiness of all beings. And the reason for these beings to exist is in order to be of benefit to all the beings. Not all the beings at the same time, but to all the beings without any discrimination. And we can start or continue to create that full awakening with what we have or hold in our hands right now. A precious human rebirth. So fortunate, so lucky. Something about the food offering. So one way also of creating a lot of positive karma is by offering the food. By first thinking what I'm offering here to, in my case it's the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, in your case can be any object that you want to offer it to, an object that you respect, an object that you worship is maybe not the right word. An object that you want to imitate, maybe you want to become like that. Definitely respect and appreciation also, devotion, is to offer the food. And the first thing that you think, this food that I can offer now is not mine. Because it's not. You put it in your plate, it becomes my food. If somebody would take it away, you would rebel, say, hey, he's taken away my food. Why is this your food? Just because of that gesture of going like this already makes it your food? It's another misconception that we have. It's not my food. Somebody else created it, not me. And many, 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 many beings, like down to the smallest insects who kind of crawl on the earth and are in great danger of life because of all the spray and all these kind of things, but still they continue to do their job. You can say, oh, it's their instinct. Yeah, but they do it. You know, if they, like Animal Farm, how many of you know Animal Farm from Horse and Wells? When the animals start to rebel on the farm. Huh? Oh, George Owen, yeah, Orson Welles was the one who made movies of that. So the Animal Farm, yeah? So what do you think would happen if all these animals would start to get together? Goodbye, humanity. They're much stronger than we are, physically, to fight. Not even just all the mosquitoes say, okay, let's all go to Yechiam that day. Phew. Yeah, I don't think we would find it very funny. So anyway, so we think this food has been given to me by all these people, down to all these beings, down to the smallest insects. So thank you very much first. Plus Mother Earth, with the earth, the wind, the sun, the water, If she says, oh, come on, I'm fed up with supporting these people here, it's like, also, Mother Earth can survive without us very well. She doesn't need human beings. But us, without her, nothing. So on behalf of all these beings who have created this food today in my place, but also the food that I was able to sustain my body of all my past lives, all the beings who have given me a body, all my parents from all past lives, and so on. You can, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, when he offers his food in the aeroplane, very often the flight is finished, the attendant comes and says, sorry, I have to take it away. He hasn't eaten it yet. He's still offering to those and to those and to those and to those with a very happy face. He doesn't mind if the food is taken away. For him it's important that he offers it. Yeah. So this is what sometimes happens. That they take it away, say, sorry, we have to take it away, we're landing. So would never happen to us, would it? Me it's like the verse, and so we think about all these beings. Yeah, may they all have happiness, may they all be free from suffering. So may they get the merit from me offering that food to all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, or whatever object you want to offer. Then you visualize that food as nectar. So that's another thing. You can transform the food as nectar, because the clearer your mind is, the more you see it as very delicious. It has not much to do with the food, actually nothing. It has to do with your state of mind. The more open it is, the more delicious the food becomes. And especially if you're not seeing it as a source for happiness or pleasure, yes, but happiness, because pleasure is not happiness. So if you just see it as a source for nourishment to keep you alive, any food is good enough that keeps you alive. So we offer it to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We visualize it as nectar. It kind of, goes up or into your heart, if you have the Buddha in your heart. And with a lot of appreciation. And then they sending back light rays who are inspiring us to be able to continue on this path if we want that, or on any other spiritual path we are, so we get the support, the blessings that we need, like the connection to these different energies than we are. So we get the blessings. And then we think in short term, may the food that is being produced on the planet, may it not create suffering for the beings, may it not create hardships, may it not create that people will have to engage in negative actions because of acquiring food by stealing, killing and so on, and may it not cause allergies or addictions. That's the short term. Long term, by offering this food, through the virtue of doing that, may all beings attain full awakening. Champalame Sangye Rinpoche, Kyopalame Danche Rinpoche, Tempalame Kejun Rinpoche, Kyatne Köncho Sumla Chirpar. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Basically what I did, I offered it to the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, which I need in order to be able to go on this path and to practice. I need the Buddha as the doctor who diagnoses what is wrong, the Dharma as the medicine, and the Sangha who support me like the nurses in a hospital. So that's what I meant, what I just said. Nothing strange or magical about it. To the Buddha, to the Dharma, to the Sangha, I make this offering. And then we go and eat, but Chaya has something to announce.